Kim Robertson is a Wisconsin-born harpist, composer, and arranger who stretches the boundaries of people's perception about the harp. Through her new age recordings and unique instrumental mix, she has brought the folk harp to new audiences. Her harp arrangements and workshops have made her popular with harpists worldwide. You are listening to Harp Talk. I'm your host, Patrice Fisher. You are listening to Morning Dew with harpist Kim Robertson. Kim, can you tell us how you got started playing the harp?
So I was classically trained on piano, and I didn't start the harp until I was 18. I was a late bloomer on harp. I discovered the folk harp through my pedal harp teacher at college. She had this funny little fiberglass harp. She used it on her sailboat. They used to go sailing on Lake Michigan, and it was pretty much waterproof. And I said, "This is so cool and little, can I borrow it?" So I decided to subscribe to the Folk Harp Journal, and in this journal I saw an ad for a retreat that was happening in Vermont. So I went to this workshop, and there was Derek Bell and Rosalind Wrench, who's a very elegant woman. She was wearing a Guinness t-shirt and a string of pearls, and it was you know, the two worlds collide. My pedal harp world and my folk harp world collided. I had a blast.
Through her improvisational spirit and the use of her voice, she brings a contemporary touch to traditional Celtic and American folk music. You are listening to Dance to Your Shadow by Eric Segnitz, featuring harpist Kim Robertson.
Oh, my reason flew the battlefield to pray in sacred grove. All nature's secrets sung to me by winds that pierce the soul. I'm a shape in ancient ivied dream, between ebb tide and flood. The circle of its roots protect the prophet of the woods, the prophet of the woods. Dance to the shadow, let him fade to freedom.
You are listening to Harp Talk.
I started creating my own harp arrangements out of need when I started playing the folk harp. One of the first jobs I got was playing in an Irish restaurant. It's called the Tara Mansion, and he hired me to play 4 hours a night, 6 days a week, and that's a lot of music. And I would usually get through my book within the second day and be bored. By the end of the week, I'd be bored. So I started arranging my own music, and by the end of the month of doing this, I never used music again. I just started making my own arrangements because it kept it fresh and it kept me interested.
You are listening to Black is the Color of My True Love's Hair with Kim Robertson.
My first love was Celtic music. I just fell in love with Irish and Celtic music, but recently I've been exploring my own roots and playing more American folk music, and it's mostly because of my mother. She said to me once, I only like songs that I know. Play something I know. So I started exploring some of them, the gorgeous American folk tunes that weren't necessarily made for harp, but some of them work so beautifully on harp.
You are listening to Harp Talk. Our program today features harpist Kim Robertson.
So I also started composing pieces for the folk harp, again out of necessity because there wasn't all that much material out there. I started playing performances, not just background music, but also little concerts and programs. So I started composing my own pieces. That would be a break between the genre. I started composing things in ethnic styles and different tunings, and I also started creating vocal pieces and that sort of thing to make my programs more interesting.
You are listening to Maya's Return, composed by harpist Kim Robertson.
If I had to pass any message along to young harpists, it would be, don't worry if you don't feel like you fit in, or there's nobody who really understands what you're doing, and there is a world that does get better, and sometimes you don't find your voice till later in life. And through the years I found not only a wonderful niche, but also a wonderful tribe of people who finally I could relate to. You know, sometimes being an oddball will get you farther in life later. That might be why you're going to have a great career, because you don't fit in.
You have been listening to Harp Talk, featuring harpist Kim Robertson. This program was produced by the New Orleans chapter of the American Harp Society. It is supported by a grant from the Decentralized Arts Fund of the Arts Council of New Orleans and the Louisiana Division of the Arts. Our audio engineer is Carlos Valladares, and I am your host, Patrice Fisher.